Rolling.
Good morning. Okay, so sorry that I was a little bit late. Call to order the Board of Directors meeting of Venetia Condominium that was scheduled for 9:30 a.m. here in Conference Room M. We have two board members present, Sharon Dodge and Dr. Feldman. That constitutes a quorum. There are three items on the agenda. Well, proof of notice of meeting. Mylene, you posted the meeting 48 hours in advance at least?
Yes, at least.
Okay.
Friday afternoon.
Okay, and we'll have an affidavit for those that need it. There's three items on the agenda. Let's start with the first one. Ratification of management company contract. I believe this is revolving around the sort of the bridesmaid to the management contract review that was done earlier, later last year. KW, I'll just hand it over to Sharon.
Yeah, we've been in continual discussions with KW since the resignation of Castle, and looking in the case of adding to the stability of the association through this transition. The temporary financial manager who assisted in pulling our books out of the mess they were in with Castle has now begun the transition to the second choice of the Unit Owner Review Committee, which was KW Property Management. They were a very close second to Castle Management in that review process, and KW is going to be assuming our financial services component of management. They have offered us a very reasonable contract that is actually exactly comparable to the financial manager, plus the free inclusion of the KW software, front desk integration, parking, and full management software. Dr. Mark Feldman and I have reviewed this extensively after many discussions with KW, and we have signed, and we are going today to ratify this management agreement. I make the motion that we ratify and accept the contract that we signed earlier.
Dr. Feldman? Second. So you're both in favor?
Yes.
Aye.
Okay. And just to be clear, this is not for full management, just the financial aspects?
Just the financial aspects, and actually any needed consulting services or hiring services.
Okay. Discussion of potential new valet agreement and company. I know there was an issue with the one downstairs.
Yeah, we have had some ongoing difficulties with the company that has been serving for some time. Mylene, do you want to just address the attempts to get to some integration with Southern Parking?
Absolutely. We have on numerous occasions called Southern Parking, and we've had two meetings, and we've seen that there is a significant amount of discrepancies in the revenue of the contract and what's being reported, and therefore, we've not been able to sit with them again after this was presented and reach an arrangement or some understanding of this discrepancy. So therefore, we are looking to use another company in their place.
So the bidding is open for that, and we are in discussions presently to be able to reach a new valet agreement, and this involves no significant changes in personnel.
Mm-hmm.
The last item on the agenda, so there's no vote today because there's no contract. There's been the bids have not come in.
No, we're informing.
Exactly.
Yeah. The last item is voting rights suspension of those members over 90 days in arrears in the payment of any monetary obligation pursuant to the terms of the Condominium Act. I myself had a conversation with Robert Andrews, your financial consultant, with regards to those units that are in arrears in excess of 90 days to the association on any monetary obligation. In addition to those units that are still in arrears that were previously suspended by the Board of Directors, I think in 2010, is that correct? 2011, excuse me. This is the list that he provided to me of those units that are now in arrears. And I think Mylene has the backup accounting for those.
Yes, I do.
29E, 405, 418, 514, 610, 706, 10K, 16B, 16F, 16I, 21F, 23B, 30C, 30F, 34G, and 35D. Now, we don't say the names of those owners at this meeting, obviously, because pursuant to the Act, specifically the Federal Fair Collection Practices Act, you do not want to violate it and potentially a third party hear that, specifically the person or the amount. So we just listed the name of the units that are delinquent, that they are over 90 days past due, and the board decides whether or not they want to suspend any owner. And I'm saying this, I guess, for those that want to watch the video later on. Any owner interested in seeing the delinquencies of these unit owners specifically has the right to do so and puts a request in, and it will be provided to them. Is there a motion to suspend those owners?
I make the motion that we suspend the voting rights of these owners.
Is there a second?
Yes, second.
All in favor?
Aye.
Okay. These members have to receive a letter. So this must go out tomorrow morning, tomorrow morning's mail. Pursuant to the statute, once it's mailed, they are suspended. That's the provision. So, any questions?
Yes, I do. I have some questions.
Go ahead. 1 second, let me just turn the time on.
Time out, you said?
The time, we just turn the time
Oh!
on.
Oh, okay, I thought you said time out.
No, that's time.
Okay,
Go ahead.
16B, I know, belongs to Mario Lemon. He won his case against the state, and you guys were going to appeal it. You never appealed it. How does he fit into this?
Steve, the problem that we have is because we cannot guarantee that third parties will not view this video, we cannot divulge this we cannot talk about individual deaths, individual cases.
Okay, 16B.
But if you have questions about that particular unit, then you can address them with the association's collections attorneys, and they will have to respond to you because you are an owner. But for instance, Emilio is not an owner. He is a representative of one of the units, but he's technically not an owner. So
Right.
now we're talking Fair Debt Collection Practices Act, and I don't want the association's board to talk about an issue about a particular owner, about a particular case where they could find liability. So.
Okay, but then I'll just say the unit number, 16B.
Okay, the association is in the process through its collections attorneys of fighting that lawsuit, is my understanding. There's an appeal that's pending?
Yes.
Okay.
It's not a lawsuit, it's a GDPR thing.
Oh, it's being, I'm sorry, remember, I'm not your collections attorney, so I
Right.
don't know. So we're talking about trial de novo.
It's
It was arbitrated, and
Yeah.
again, now it's being appealed to the circuit court. That's
No,
your-
it wasn't arbitrated.
You just told me it was a DBPR issue. I
But
don't.
no, it wasn't, didn't go through arbitration. It went through a complaint process, and then the DBPR,
Has there been a determination in circuit court that the man doesn't owe the money?
no.
Then he owes the money.
Okay, so he loses his voting rights on that?
He's lost his voting rights once the letter is mailed tomorrow.
Well, the
Until a
ma-
circuit court judge decides that he doesn't owe the money, he owes
I
it.
do want to say that letter, he received a letter in 2011.
Also suspending
Yes.
him. So he's already
been suspended a long time
he's
ago.
already been suspended. Okay, he just reaffirmed that one.
That is correct. That is correct.
Other
And, oh yes, another one. The list of unit owners that are entitled to vote
Yes.
has to be provided by the management office 15 days, at least 15 days prior to the election. And now this is in violation of that because I got the list from her.
Just because you have to provide the list, you have to create the list 15 days before, doesn't mean that list cannot change. For instance, if someone
So
sells,
when can I see the list of this new owner?
for instance, let me just finish what I was saying. For instance, if someone sells their unit in that 15-day period, of course, that person would not be allowed to vote. So that would change as well. We have spoken to the ombudsman, Tom Rementeria, and he has asked us to provide that list pursuant to the suspensions today on the day of the election.
Right, and you supplied him that, right?
No, let me explain again.
Oh.
With regards to the suspensions today, he has asked us to provide him the updated list on the day of the election.
Right, he asked you for
Yes.
that, but I as a unit owner have a right to get a list.
You do have a right to get a list. You did get a list. I
But
would.
it's the wrong list and I would like to
What I
list
just
those.
explained. I just listed these. You have your video cameras,
Yeah,
so
I
I'm
know,
pretty sure you
hoping
can.
the volume is correct, but
Okay,
I'd really
if you
rather
want,
have
if
a
you want, I will
list.
write down this list. And
Yes,
I will give it
would
to you
you?
so you can supplement your list.
Yes,
How's
I
that?
would love that.
Okay,
if you would
absolutely.
do that.
Fair enough. Okay. Other questions?
No.
Adjourn. Motion.
Motion, we adjourn the meeting?
Second.
All in favor?
Vote.
Let me make you the list,
Okay, thank you.
and then I'm meeting with you. Yeah, absolutely.
Oh, wait, let me do this one.
Mylene?
Yeah,
Stop.
yes.